is incredible. We got a bunch of masked men. We got Roman Reigns dropping a pipe bomb calling CM Punk. Oh, then we got a brand new mystery to find out of who's on the phone with Randy Orton. Now we can all thank Paul and Mac for this snooze fest. Oh, man. All right, here we are, y'all. WrestleMania 40 snooze. And now we only got 4 more episodes of Raw to get ready for the grandest shame. I mean, the grandest stage of them all. It's like, dog, when I said that joke a few videos ago that WWE is going to have to start paying people to show up to WrestleMania, not in a million years I would have thought this would have been the case, but here we are. So there's a sweepstakes running around with Morgan & Morgan, and they're running a promotion saying that you can win 2 WrestleMania tickets, and on top of that, $2,000 if you win. They can't even pay people to show up to Allegiant Stadium this year, and on top of that, yesterday was 3/16 day, so they decided to put out 31.6% off tickets, not only for WrestleMania, for the next few events over the next few months. This is crazy. WrestleMania is like that old car that didn't get a tune-up in a while and has been sitting in the cold longer than it should have. It's struggling to start and keep people hyped, up and running and ready for WrestleMania 40 snooze. No creative, no storylines, no excitement. The lazy Levesque syndrome is contagious all around WWE. It's contagious like, I don't know, like the pink guy that Paul Heyman decided to show up with last night. Well, isn't this ironic? The manager of the Vision now has pink eye. This group can't get a break. But shout out to Paul Heyman because at least someone's trying. He was a part of the one and only good segment WWE had on Raw, which was Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. Now, shout out to the guy with the Ruthless depression sign sitting a few rows from the front. That's love, man. And it was the perfect time to pull it up because obviously you can't have a segment on this show without 1,000 masked men. Now, what rhymes with masked man? Crash Land, Bad Plans, Trash Can. This was garbage, and the segment could have did without it. And another thing, when did Oba Femi and Seth Rollins become cool? It's kind of like when I go somewhere and I don't got no service on my phone. Why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because these two have no connection. And WWE is just doing anything random. What is their next sponsorship? Crayola? You got Paul Heyman running around with the pink eye. The ratings are in the red, and they're just pulling the storylines out the blue. But whatever, the good news is Oba Femi was able to look strong, get one up on Brock Lesnar, and have a match set for him for WrestleMania. As long as he doesn't get squashed in 8 seconds, like Kofi Kingston, he'll be able to use this as momentum going into next year. So besides the Masked Man, the beginning of Raw started off on a good note for the most part, but the last segment with Roman Reigns and CM Punk reminded me of not eating all day, then going to my favorite fast food joint and finding out that the fries were cold. It was disappointing! And if you ask me, this completely ruined one of the main events for WrestleMania. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, click copy, click paste, click copy, click paste. This has been nothing but the same promo over and over and over and over and over again. Man, the only thing that's been changing with this main event is the posters to promote it and nothing else. This company can't make their mind up to save their life. If they switched up the creative as much as they switched up the posters, man, maybe, just maybe, a lot of us will be excited for the show this year, but that's not the case because that will actually require work. And work in WWE is like a couple that's in the middle of divorce. It's completely separated. And it's depressing if you're a real WWE fan. I'm thinking after what CM Punk said about Roman Reigns' dad a few weeks ago, Roman's gonna come out furious. I'm thinking it's gonna be like WrestleMania 40 when Cody Rhodes says something slick, then the final ball slapped the taste out of his mouth. That's what I'm expecting, but instead, CM Punk says what he says, walks out the ring untouched, comes back a few weeks, stands right back in front of Roman Reigns, then he's the one that snuffs Roman Reigns, and Roman does nothing. He just lays out there looking like a complete jobber, showing all 32 of his teeth. And this is crazy. I don't understand this. Why does the Fed do this? This is the only place in the world where a grown man gets smacked or snuffed and literally does nothing about it. Paul Levesque turning a tribal chief into the tribal geek. Might as well put on some high waters, grab a pair of some thick glasses, and go find a locker to get stuffed in. This is disgusting. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin recently went on a podcast and he was asked a very simple question. What new names in WWE you feel like could be a household name that could get the momentum you had back in the day? It was very simple. Stone Cold couldn't name one person on that WWE roster that even could come close to the momentum he was getting back in the day, man. I'm going to show y'all this.
Who is the next Stone Cold? Who is the next guy that's going to be the household name?
Man, it's a tough question to answer right now.
Do you see those guys in this current climate?
If key thing, when I got hot, I pushed the envelope, and I was saying words you could still say on television. I wasn't dropping F-bombs. I knew what I could get away with. The deal was I wasn't afraid to push the envelope. I wasn't afraid to go out on a limb. So I did, and I knew I had to, and it was in me.
Y'all hear that? Bro was saying everything but answering the question, who could be a household name? He couldn't think of one superstar on that roster. Just think about it. How could you be a household name when WWE is creatively homeless? They don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Then he says, man, somebody has to push the envelope. Back then, pushing the envelope meant being edgy, rolling the dice, taking risks, just like he did at King of the Ring when he cut that Austin 316 promo. In 2026, pushing the envelope means getting released by WWE and being sent to FedEx, UPS, USPS. You actually get punished nowadays for pushing the envelope. Do y'all remember this guy, Karrion Kross? One of the few wrestlers that actually went out on the limb to get his character over. And what was the reward for that? Backstage segments, no creative direction, and sent to the Indies like he wasn't one of the top merch sellers when he was active on the roster. This is crazy. Kross got crossed out. This ad is brought to you by the Pirates in the chat. Go to BobbyMonsoon.com. Get your Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. If you're sick of the BS in professional wrestling, if you're sick of the soulless billionaires taking advantage of the fans, show them you had enough. Go to BobbyMonsoon.com. Get the Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. Then, now, and never again. Now, Raw started off with Seth Rollins and, of course, the Masked Men, just like we started off the week before that, then the week before that, then the week before that, then the week before that. God, bro, if I see one more Masked Man on this lead up to WrestleMania, I'm going to snap. Seriously. It's just no reason why we should still be doing this. It's not working. People are online making a mockery out of this. Can WWE see this or no? So Paul Heyman comes out. He cuts a promo on Seth. Before you know it, Brock Lesnar music hits. He comes out and destroys the 100 Masked Men. Remember that meme a few months ago where there was like, who's gonna win, 100 men or one gorilla? Who's gonna win, 100 Masked Men or Brock Lesnar? I'm going with Brock Lesnar every single time. These Masked Men are nothing but jobbers. How about this, WWE? You could have easily made Royce Keys Seth Rollins' enforcer, and that would have worked 100 times better than 100 jobbers. I don't understand it. So Brock Lesnar, he's about to go after Seth Rollins. Then Oba Femi comes out. The crowd goes crazy. This was fire. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, hard, man. He actually was able to power bomb Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring, put his foot on his chest, point at the WrestleMania sign. Oba Femi, all he has to do is not get squashed at WrestleMania. Have a legit match. If Brock Lesnar wins because he doesn't want to lose, great, whatever. Brock Lesnar seems to have creative control in his contract anyway. If he does lose, and if Oba Femi does win, of course, that would be a lot better for Oba Femi. He could go into the new year of wrestling after WrestleMania. He could go into that saying, yo, having the momentum, being booked like a legit killer. Give him the torch, give him the rub, just like Hulk Hogan gave to you, The Rock gave to you, Undertaker gave to you, and countless others. Kurt Angle, bro, how many people gave Brock Lesnar the rub? It's time for you to return the favor, Brock. Oba Femi is a formidable opponent, so we'll see what happens at WrestleMania 40 snooze. Next, you got El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano, and every time I see them two in the ring, my stomach starts to turn, because it makes me sad, man. I'm a big fan of Chad Gable. I'm a big fan of Ludwig Kaiser. They have a mask on! And not promoting their own identity, not promoting their own characters. In 10 years, this old Grande Americano will be nothing. Nobody will remember this. I guarantee it. This is one of the most boring storylines WWE has. But they're trying to push AAA and the whole lucha thing. If you want to push the lucha thing, you have enough real luchadors on that roster to be able to put in storylines and actually push to the moon to the next level. Why is Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable even doing this? They're better off being a tag team, if anything, going for the tag team titles instead of them collecting dust on Crackdown and Raw. God, this company doesn't know what they're doing at all. It is so hard to watch something like AEW Revolution and to turn around and watch El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano 4 weeks before WrestleMania. Next, you got AJ Lee going over Bayley. Yeah, AJ Lee going over Bayley. Oh my God, this was set up all. This was like 2013. Dog, bro. I just don't feel the emotion in this match. I don't feel like anything was at stake. I feel like this was probably one of the most predictable matches of all time. Then another click, copy, click, paste happens when Becky Lynch comes out and attacks AJ Lee. And now we're about to have AJ Lee and Becky Lynch for WrestleMania 40 snooze again! Well, we didn't ask for it the time before that, or the time before that, or the time before that. We've been doing Becky Lynch and AJ Lee literally since AJ Lee has came back. Do y'all know that? We had to do the mixed tag match. Then we had to do it at whatever, War Games, Store Games, whatever that was. Then we had to do this, whatever the last PLE was. Now we gotta, bro, dog, what is up with WWE and not being able to think of anything fresh? Does AJ Lee not want to be in the ring with anybody else but Becky Lynch? I'm sick of this storyline. I'm sick of the Fed. Next, you got Penta going over Dragon Lee. Let me guess. You're about to book the Intercontinental title like the U.S. title, and with a bunch of storylines that don't mean nothing or don't go nowhere, or maybe I should say a bunch of lack of storylines. Because it's about to turn into a U.S. Open challenge, right? I hope to God not. But I can't even say nothing because you got to be careful what you wish for. I complained that Dominic Mysterio was holding the IC title hostage, right? So now it's getting defended. So maybe Bobby Monsoon should shut up and just like it, right? Right. Penta goes over Dragon Lee. It was a cool match. It meant nothing. Once again, no emotion, no nothing. Nothing. This is weeks before WrestleMania. Why are we still doing random matches? Oh, I know why. Because they haven't built any type of storylines going into the biggest event of the year. So we have to do random exhibition matches. At least the next match, you did have some type of storyline. Natalie versus Maxine. Natalie goes over, makes Maxine tap out. Now, what do we do now? These women has been in the ring a handful of times. Are we going to keep doing this? Maxine just lost. Fair and square. She didn't even cheat or nothing. She just straight lost in the middle of the ring. God, I was excited for this Natty and Maxine thing, man. I was excited for Natty to bring the low-key legend, but God, dog, with mediocre booking, with a mediocre show, it just gives it doesn't hit the same like when she's in GCW on the Indies. It doesn't feel the same. Something is missing, dog. Next, you got Stephanie Valkyrie going over Raquel Rodriguez. Congratulations, WWE. You completely bury one of the most believable characters you have on your roster, Raquel Rodriguez. I hope you're happy now. Stephanie Valkyrie versus Raquel, dog. Raquel should have been beat Stephanie Valkyrie. Now it's to the point, we all know you got the WrestleMania match, so she's not going to win that. Then out of nowhere, Io Sky comes out.